Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It is 11:02 a.m. Mountain Time on Friday, May 28th, and we are going to talk about a few things today. We're going to go over some headlines recently from in the cryptocurrency world. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin price, where I see it heading, my confidence level, what to look for to the upside, what to look for to the downside. Then we're going to talk about the altcoin market and kind of where I see that going and kind of my plan on that. So if you do like what you see and if you like these videos and they've helped you in the past, please do hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it greatly. Secondly, don't forget, none of this should be considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Anything in this video is considered entertainment, informational, and educational purposes only. I'm just a trader, but I do have my opinion, and I am going to share that with you. So let's get into it. This will be probably one of my shortest videos. I wanted to do it in the morning because I'm heading out of town into the mountains, and I may or may not have service. I want to beat traffic because traffic is going to be bad because it is still a Friday and a holiday weekend. So let's get into this, and let's keep it quick. First of all, a few headlines. Ray Dalio, I have some Bitcoin, May 24th. Headline kind of says it all. Concerns about a looming global debt crisis have taken the world's top hedge fund manager from doubting Bitcoin to dabbling in it. Second, Carl Icahn has potential $1.5 billion crypto investment. He said specifically in a big way, which means around $1.5 billion. That's big for his investment size. Third, Apple is looking for crypto experience and alternative payments job posts where it describes in the job post working in or with alternative payment providers such as digital wallets, buy now, pay later, fast payments, cryptocurrency, and etc. So, three really good headlines for the cryptocurrency world. I think a few things that people don't realize, a couple things, is that number one, companies do have their own cryptocurrencies already. Some of them, there's not a lot of them. Also, cryptocurrencies are used right now. I know Ripple gets used for PNC Bank, Midwest to East Coast bank chain that runs north to south, the north end to the south end of the United States. It's fast, it's cheap, it's secure, it gets used. Anyways, a few things that I want to share. Number one, my Bitcoin, my crypto confidence level is more towards 50-50 now. I don't want to say 40-60 just because we're still in this range that's kind of like indecisive. Gun to my head, I think we go down further. But not to say that's going to happen. That's just only what I'm seeing. I'll explain it more. So in a bull market, these types of headlines make the price go up, right? In a bear market, it doesn't matter. Good news, bad news, it's always sell the news. So, it's really confusing to me that, the YouTube channels that I watch to try and get like the news, that's where it usually comes out first, unfortunately, is on these YouTube channels because the cryptocurrency companies are passing it along to them to report on there. Anyways, and it's all they do. It's their full-time job, 16 hours a day. They're on top of everything, and I try to be, but they seem to be a little bit better than me at it. Anyways, so you can see like this, none of this information really made the price move up. So kind of concerning to me. I will say they're all kind of vague. Looking at getting into Bitcoin, I hold some Bitcoin. Who knows? He might have had a lot of Bitcoin at like $7,000, Ray Dalio, and sold it, most of it, in the $50,000 range. Now he still holds some Bitcoin, So, plus I don't really trust based off of what people are saying. I try to read between the lines a little bit and try and kind of figure out what's actually going on. Apple looking to get into crypto payments, like none of that is really like. Icahn didn't buy $1.5 billion. And if he's going to put $1.5 billion into it, he's going to look at getting the best possible price on it. So, like I said before, very manipulated market, just normal. That's just normal now. So, here we are. So, what are we looking for out of Bitcoin? Well, number one, let's look to the downside first. Right, so I think me as well as many other people are watching this $30,000 mark, and I would say that if we closed below it, that would be. I mean, I'm just about all cash right now. Just to let you know, I just hold a little bit of YFDI, the minimum just to get into the pre-sales, and and a couple of the pre-sales that I'm not able to claim yet, which I've already locked in a couple 100% gain on, even if those all went to zero. Matic, not in Matic. That was a very, very good trade, especially for this current situation that we're in. I'll talk to you more about Matic and the altcoin market in general, but first let's go into Bitcoin. So what can I see happening? Well, I could see this consolidation in this bear flag. If we're going to move to the upside, I think it's going to play out a little bit like this, where we might come back down to like 33. That would be nice because we'd put in a higher low. And then we'd pretty much have to break out from here for me to have any confidence. Break out the next time we would retest this. So if we do that, I know I was going to talk about the downside first, but let's talk about the upside first since I'm already talking about it. If we broke out from there, a couple things I've been wanting to see, and I will still want to see. And as you know that I've said before, Bitcoin has to show me something. It still has to show me something, even though my confidence level moved up to like 60-40. This still got to show me something. I want a daily candle with a low above the 200-day moving average. I want to see same thing above this resistance on the low of the day, April 25th, 46,930, which I feel could potentially meet the 50-day moving average, because that's the next thing I want to see is a test of the 50-day moving average, which I would probably say we'd get rejected from there and then have to retest should we move up, which at that time we could be meeting this $47,000 mark where this resistance is. So that's what I'm looking for to the upside. I think the first thing that I would look for is a breakout of this consolidation. The second thing I would look for is a low on a daily candle above the 200-day moving average. And then I would be really confident that should we meet this 50-day moving average, that we would get rejected first before we broke through it, or we could break through it a little bit and then get rejected. Now to the downside, what I can see is, let's say we break this 30,000, right? I could see us, since everybody's watching that 30,000 mark and probably a lot of stop loss orders right there, it'll probably trigger, maybe hit like the 27 to 29,000 range and then just bounce right back up. Likely, I don't know. I'll probably throw a small order fishing there for something like that scenario and then put my stop loss in should we continue to come down. Next, what I could see, so what I'm looking for is, number one, do we close below that $30,000 mark? If we close below that, that's quite different than just piercing it. So what do I look for after that? Should we close below? I would kind of say like I'm just sitting back and watching everything for now. If I saw a trade opportunity, it'd be like an in and out, which is kind of how it is right now anyways, just because I still don't trust the direction of the market, we're in a bear market. Don't confuse that. We're in a bear market. A lot of these channels that I watch, they're like, are we in a bear market? Yes, we're in a bear market. The briefest definition of a bear market is 20% down from recent highs with extreme pessimism. So we're like 40% down from recent highs, and I'm definitely not optimistic. But anyways, what I can see next, should we close below 30,000, is a closing of these gaps on the futures chart from December 24th at 23,795 and from December 14th at 19,430. So a couple other things to look for, right, is why my confidence is low. The headlines not producing a price increase. Number two is potential head and shoulders, very long-term head and shoulders setting up on the price of Bitcoin. This very, very big head to consider, this left shoulder and then this right shoulder. We came up to, I think, like the 41,000 mark or close to it. And that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Bitcoin dominance isn't telling us too much. Looking at potential head and shoulders here, that doesn't mean a whole lot. Just remember that everything's moving off the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down at a higher percentage. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up at a higher percentage. It's very choppy right now, not very good trading opportunities. So, I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines. I know that's not the most exciting thing to watch. Anyways, not lastly, I'm going to talk about a couple altcoins and their failed breakouts, and then I'm going to just kind of discuss Matic, just because that seems to be one of the strongest ones in the altcoin market that I had some, had a really, really nice trade on the other day. I'll talk to you about that. Anyways, altcoin market should stand out to you pretty significant. What you see here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder forming, doesn't give me a lot of confidence. So another reason why, my style right now is kind of in and out, not necessarily scalping, but I'm taking gains on the way out and looking at exiting positions, not necessarily holding them for the long term. Could that change tomorrow? Absolutely. That could 100% change tomorrow. Again, I'm in the 50-50 range just because I want to see how this consolidation and this bear flag plays out. And just that saying I mentioned the other day, it's not my sayings. I forget exactly who it was, but said I'm successful in the markets because I never buy the bottom and I always sell too soon. So this isn't one of those where you want to get chopped up and lose your money before there's any definitive direction. So that's what I'm looking for. I just want to share two more things. Number one, the failed breakout. So yesterday, man, Polkadot was looking phenomenal, and it was looking good in its Bitcoin price. Broke above the previous day's highs and ran all the way to 26.22 and then sold off right below. I think it only took like an hour. So I got out of there. I didn't even make anything on that because it sold off so fast. And it's like, wow, that is not something I like to see. I'm just going to get out of here. And it dropped down to, I think, $20. What did it hit? $20 even. So yeah, good move. Hasn't fully recovered. Had a little bounce. So fell breakout. And then a few weeks ago, one of the trades that was setting up really nice, XRP. I guess you can call this a breakout. I would have liked to see really above the pivot point on this cup and handle formation. Failed handle, pretty badly failed handle, but did break out from the trend line and not very much, and then sold right off really, really hard the next day. That was the big crash. Anyways, I can't understand why people think we're not in a bear market. We're down like 40-50%. But yeah, that's why it's good to proceed with caution. Would not be doing anybody any justice if all I said was we're going up, and because do I think that we'll reach new highs one day over 65,000? Yes, but I don't doubt that we can see 10. I don't think it's unrealistic to think that we could see 10,000 or slightly below. I mean, this is crypto. Crazier things have happened. Technicals lead the fundamentals, especially in a bear market. Like you could see it. Technicals are falling apart and fundamentals are coming out with potentially bullish news. But if this was 30,000, 36,000 and it was on the way up to 64, we would have probably seen a $5,000 to $10,000 increase in the price of Bitcoin. Anyways, I do want to discuss Matic just because it is one of the strongest altcoins, if not the strongest altcoins in the entire cryptocurrency space. We heard about Mark Cuban making it part of his portfolio, so he was probably buying it down here and then bought it up to whatever point, and then that got some FOMO going with the retail crowd and it just got bought up. I sold on day 3 of the rally. That was my initial intent. That's usually my plan, and then I held on to some and sold it like the low end of yesterday's candle. So I don't hold any right now. I'll watch for a breakout of this consolidation. I'll watch for a handle to be put in, and I think if Bitcoin comes down and closes those gaps, we could see back to $1. I mean, that would be a 65% drop from the recent high it just made. So that's not like that's not significant. That is significant. I'm watching the 50-day moving average, which is what I was watching when I entered the trade. Everything was crashing, and this was holding the 50-day moving average. So I had my stop loss in, and I was like, well, let's keep it simple. Let's not overthink this. Price is above the 50-day moving average. It's still in an uptrend. So simple as that. And went up about 150%, more than that. Like 200%. I didn't make 200% off of it, but phenomenal move that it made. Now I'm watching again should we come down? Should Bitcoin come down? Everything's based off of Bitcoin for me, because everything is moving how Bitcoin is moving. So watching the 200-day moving average, and I just kind of move this out of the way, and this bottom end of the pennant, this consolidation range, could possibly meet this 50-day moving average. I think I said 200. I hope I didn't say 200, but 50-day moving average right here. That's what I'll be watching, and I probably will be looking to buy if and when it comes down to here. So that's what I'm watching, and I have moved my optimism a little lower, so my confidence level is a little lower. And when I don't ever hope for anything to go down. I don't ever hope for people to lose money, but when I'm sitting on the sidelines, I definitely want to see a lower entry price. So if it comes lower, that's just potential opportunity for those with extra cash on the sidelines. So that's all I wanted to share with you today, is kind of like the signs. Somebody was saying it, I forget on who I was watching, and it made complete sense. Like, the worst thing to be is a bull in a bear market, because you want that in your mind. You have that long-term perspective, and you end up holding things too long, and then they end up selling off, and wins become losses. So I really don't know what's going to happen. I just know what I'm looking for. I like simple. I like easy. So when I look at a chart, I like to know what's going to happen within 10 seconds of looking at it. If I don't know what's going to happen within 10 seconds of looking at it, then it's probably not something I should try and overthink and try and make something there that's not. Try and see something there that's not there. So that's just me. That's my style. Like, I don't look at every chart and say like, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. I like to find the chart that tells me, yeah, this is looking good to do that. This is something you should be in. So I don't see anything like that right now. So I'm not really in anything. I'm only holding the minimum amount of YF required to get in on all the pre-sales, and that's it. And then a couple pre-sales that I can't claim just yet, but I've already sold enough to come out ahead. I think at least like 100% overall. That's all I'm holding. And then, like I said, I'm not going to have service really this weekend, so I don't want to be stuck in something and not be able to get out of it. And in all honesty, like, it's not looking that great to me anyways. That could change tomorrow. It's looked like this before to me, and then the next day I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to go to we're looking like we're going to 47,000, and then it just changed. So those are what I'm looking for, and I don't think there's any rush to get in. It is looking really weak right now. Just can't seem to get any upward momentum. We'll see how it responds when it hits the bottom end of this consolidation range. But like I said, gun to my head, I think we go lower. And I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. It's not really what I want to hear, even though I don't have anything in it. And it's not necessarily even what's going to happen, but that's what I'm looking for. And yeah, good luck to everybody, and be smart and be safe. This is definitely a time to proceed with caution, take profits when you're profitable, and yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you have any additional comments to make, please leave them in the comments, and please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm trying to be as honest as possible with what I see, not just hype you up. I'm not a permabull, so just even though I still have my laser eyes, but my laser eyes is just my flag. It's just saying that like I'm focused on crypto. So anyways, that's how everything's going. That's what we see. Everybody have a great, safe, fun Memorial Day weekend, and I'll try and get one out on Tuesday. So we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.